All right, so what do we have here? What the fuck? 10 different characters? Am I seeing this correctly? No, 9. So Acend is playing better. It literally looks like a better composition. Raze, Jet, Omen, Sage, and Cypher. All of those characters, apart from Omen, were heavily nerfed. But this was one of the most better compositions like a year ago. And here we have Viper, Sky, Astra, Jet, and Killjoy. The most meta composition, essentially. The only difference is that you can have Raze instead of Jet. They're both good choices. Raze give you more raw power, while Jet is just kind of broken, right? So, yeah. But this is like a substitute for Sova because you like the reconnaissance, so it's a good choice. A combination of Astra and Viper is absolutely bonkers. You can shut down A side as well, solo as Viper. And Killjoy has insane combos with Viper and with the Astra as well. So yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. It's kind of nuts when you think about it. And by the way, I actually didn't pay attention to it because I never had the chance to play Astra Killjoy on Split. I mean, you kinda can't. Like, the fuck? This would be the best retake ultimate, but it's unrealistic to do. This is bad. But when you do this, if you do the ultimate here, then I guess you could go for a chance of doing a Nova pulls into Gravity Well like this. There's a chance at this being successful. But it's not as clean as on Haven or on Acend. Okay. Isn't KO mega broken on Split? It's not broken, but it's very useful. I definitely would prefer to have KO over one of the duelists on Acend, but yeah, you know.
We're away. Gambit gonna be starting the...
Alright, what do we have here? Standard Viper setup for lurking on A. Smoke and wall here. And it's being countered by 2 players just pushing essentially into this. And then Omen kinda being useless because of the smoke. While B control with turret and 2 people going mid to destroy the sage wall. First tempo.
Things out on the attacking side and Acend on the defensive side.
I don't think Nats. I don't think Nats just kind of expects this. I don't think he expects this like at all. But he's not pushing. He knows that his role is completely different.
Looking for a little bit of aggression side of A main. The Trailblazer actually going to force back.
That's the... Oh my god, that was so close. Starkso almost would have died because of that. Holy shit. Bonkold with the paranoia from the back, which catches people off guard, and this is where Starkso should probably hit, but he has no way of... he has no way of making essentially a push because of that paranoia being so far away from him, but Defo counters that paranoia with a smoke of his own. So Starkso's again in the same position like they were before, but they stopped the push because of the paranoia.
They fell back a little too far to capitalize on it. I feel like they almost had the answer to that, but actually it's...
But as you can see, the paranoia stops the entire push for Heaven B.
Still somewhat even between...
That's what they achieved.
Mid control has been garnered.
It's crazy actually that nobody falls in that engagement or the trade-off there.
I'm sorry, someone is calling.
Nats peels away from A main.
1-1, my friends.
A little bit of that pressure.
All right.
Stars
I really
got
need to
so
charge
much
my
pressure on
phone.
his way, and same with Killers, though. If you look at, if this keeps going its way, it's going to be a little bit of a fake out, maybe towards that A site. And look where the spike is, though. Look where Nats is going to be leaning. Bone Cold tries to explore and loses his life for it. First blood drawn. Defo going to take that title, and Starzo once again just starts.
It's a big opening kill. It's a big opening kill, but Gambit is not cascading on it yet. It's a good choice.
Around the corner.
The thing is, look, when Nats is activating this, right? This is crucial. The positioning of those two players in A site is currently making sure that they're not being flanked to A site. And because of that, they know it's gonna be a B hit. The problem is, Starks is on an island right now. If Acend would like to guarantee a safe play here, Starks would have to play from stairs, because it's for sure is gonna be B hit because of this, unless they're gonna go through vents. But if they're gonna go through vents, then Raze is gonna hear that, because they're gonna have to drop down here, and this Jet will most likely just push down sewers to take control of mid and maybe B if it's B hit. So this is actually a very complicated setup, but Starks is in a very risky position right here.
I think they're pausing for this flash here, so
Yeah, this
Stars
is
are playing so close. He might actually be able to find a kill ahead of us. He will actually.
If he gets 2 here, that's great, but he only gets 1. Getting 2 would equalize to 3 versus 3, but still here, that would still be advantage for attackers, but not getting 2 puts his team on a huge disadvantage, because it's now 4 versus 3 on a retake, which is a big problem. So as you can see, if he would have played from stairs, they had a chance that this could have been a little bit better on the retake. But at the same time, remember, when you play on a disadvantage, you need to be a little bit more proactive. I just feel like the proactiveness should have come from the players on A and not from the players on B who are already hit.
But the spikes could be on the site. He can't really deny that. There's a wide old flank coming in too. Keep that in the back of your mind. Zeke is going to be on the maddest of flanks. Seen it up towards heaven. Gambit locked into the site, and you're right. This gives Zeke a chance.
Nice.
And he gets it with both hands. Looking for the follow-up. Shados, he was lower HP earlier.
Damn! What the fuck?
Looking like they want to send.
Oh, that is just... Okay, that is a throw. That is a throw. There's no way this is not perceived as a throw. Let me check.
Away towards CT, has to try and catch this cross, but the spikes could be on the site. He can't really deny that. There's a wide old flank.
There's no way that Killjoy should be planting here. Absolutely no way that Killjoy should be planting here. Just because of this turret being off. Because of the turret being off, they have to sacrifice manpower to hold this. And then the entire B side is completely open because of that. No one is checking any angles. They essentially play 2 players on B, and that's it. The entire weight of this retake right now is on Killjoy and on Astra, because no one else is helping anything. That is really not good setup. That's a really not good setup on site. And oh my god, he recalled it even. Why is he recalling a turret? It has 25-second cooldown. I mean, he kinda has to stay backside. But there's no way he's gonna be alive in the next 25 seconds, because he's gonna be the first contact. With this particular positioning, you have to be helping Astra. So you're swinging off contact of Astra, or you're playing contact on Heaven because Astra needs to watch B side. That is really not good. That is really not good. And here, I can understand why Nats is taking this angle, but he should maybe play a little bit safe, right? But Shader's re-peeking with this perfectly into... Ah, man, good patience by Zeke. He just exposes this, and now... And this is the culmination, right? This is probably a good choice by Redgar. This is probably a good choice, but even a better choice by Killies, because he's moving out of CT in the best possible moment. Because Redgar, this is a 2v3 now, post plant. Redgar needs to be proactive. Redgar needs to be proactive. If they're gonna stay on site, they are absolutely fucked. And this is something that many people don't understand. This player standing in rafters here has a good position. But if two players are now dying and no one is protecting flank, then the position of those players here and here, right, is being exposed. So those players are not playing in good positions anymore, and they have to reposition and also be the aggressor because it's a 2v3 pass plant. If you don't get an equalizer before the players are on site, before this player from B side comes into site, then you're fucked. So this is a good decision by Redgar to push, but essentially is being punished by good read by Killies because of good play by Zeke and bad play by Gambit. This is like a domino effect. You can't blame Redgar for being exposed like this. He needs to take this risk right here, otherwise they will 90% lose this retake 100% of the times.
As Acend looking like they want to send that
That's
message
it. That's it.
home. Acend here.
But it all comes down to the fact that Killjoy pushed backside instead of holding side and giving someone else the spike. That's the biggest mistake. None of this would happen.
Round on the board.
Couldn't he drop and play cross with Killjoy? Against 2v3, you can't. This is why Crew is so good. This is why Crew is one of the best teams in this tournament, because they know you have instant decision by Crew. When they have a disadvantage at post plant, they instantly push. If they have advantage on post plant, they know how to play crossfires instantly. They don't have to speak to each other. They just set it up. So they know how to play it. And many teams don't have that. Like one of the biggest offenders was X10, who know how to go on site, or Furia even. Furia know how to do and execute like almost like on Fnatic level, or even on the same level as Fnatic, but they don't know what to do post plant. And they crumble after that because they do unnecessary peaks or don't play off angles correctly with crossfire, and they get exposed. And when you have a post plant as an attacker that is a 2v3, like here in this example, you cannot play passive. Passive, in this case, equals to death. Because your opponents will abuse double peaks.
Timing there so unfortunate, and it's Chronicle that has to come forward with the spike. He has it from the start of the round. He's that kind of that second piece.
I already explained why Gambit lost this round, so if you want to rewatch it, just rewind the VOD.
Just give a window. That's after a couple.
They play such a...
And again, they have the plant, and Gambit is one of the few teams that are not forcing on attack on round 2, and I don't understand this. I really don't. I think this comes down to the fact that they don't like to play 5 people man pushes. Like this is the perfect opportunity on a perfect map to play a force. 100%.
A thinking man's game.
But they don't do it, so they will not try to win round 2, even though this round has a higher chance of winning than round 3.
Everything's just to perfection. Very hard to find fault in their approach ever. You see that brilliance being a constant threat to some, but bear in mind
It's
that
3 shares? Yeah, but that doesn't change anything.
I don't know what it is.
Like, this is not a
willingness
force.
To just try and try again. It looks like we'll try and isolate Nats here just very quickly. He's gonna be dealt with. No one else is around though.
Sounds like we'll actually wall off, but we know Gambit will now try and force their way through Heaven. The paranoia huge from Bone Cold. The first one gifted to him. Actually, we'll find a second as well. Shados falls. Keeler's there to find another. Clean as you like. The Prime Gaming flawless in round 2 from Acend. Carry across all 5 Spectres here. And already just trying to chip away at some of these setups. A massive focus towards Nats in both rounds here. We'll actually draw an extra body potentially towards A main to maybe address that. Nats' play at all, the wall once again invested. And the thing is, if they do manage to get mid control, it's obviously key.
Okay, now we have full buy, but also full. Wait, is this a full bonus? It's a full bonus. They didn't look at how Acend is building up economy. That's kind of crazy, man. Any damage right now to Gambit is awful. Even if they win a round. But if they lose 2 or 3 players, Acend is so happy. It's actually nuts. They didn't lose a single player in round 2.
Nats' play at all at the wall.
I don't understand, what would you force after losing pistol? If you plant it, you get additional cash, and you have the chance of snowballing earlier because you deny the opponents to snowball into a full bonus round, so you can deny the economy building while building up your own, and you have essentially almost the same equipment on round 2, but you don't have the same equipment on round 3. So this team right now, every player that they lose is detrimental for round 4, right? But those players, they don't give a fuck. They can lose 5 players, but they will have equal for round 5. So there's a higher chance of them winning more rounds just because Gambit didn't force after planting. And round 2, with 5 Spectres against 5 Spectres, you have almost the same chances, but you can be a 5-man push against just a solo or 2 players on site, so you win by the numbers.
Once again invested, and the thing is, if they do manage to get mid control, it's obviously key that he's then that late round piece for them.
Yep. Aggression being shown by Zeke there.
These one ways from Bone Cold always cause so many problems.
Yeah, this is a really nice one way. That's the upside of playing Omen. You can do those one ways with Astra.
Has to respect this.
And look, defensive side of control.
So this is an easy control of a star. Yeah, of an orb.
They're gonna sit by this. They have the Spectres, and there's a set piece in play.
Nice.
So well crafted. Zeke
Nice microplay by Acend. Very nice. Good utility usage by Boncold, and then great mobility by Zeke to get that 1 kill and just go back.
Yes, the wall's still there, but for how long? And trying to contain Nats when he's got a rifle, easier said than done. As again, Gambit look for that next layer, that next step. Nats on his own is still keeping almost 3
And now look, a bonus round that goes. This is terrible. This is terrible for Gambit, and they're being exposed. Like, you're playing a full buy round in a full default. Look at the map control.
He's then that late round piece for them.
There's nothing.
Being shown.
They're just holding default and waiting for opponents to play into them. They gain nothing, while Acend gains everything. By they can afford to make those risks because they have the round when they don't lose much. They don't risk anything, so it's a high risk, high reward. But it's actually, when you think about it, Gambit playing default setups, they can be punished by those plays. So this is like a counter strat against specific opponents that play heavy defaults. Specifically also because when you go into split, early attack. Look at this. Look at the early attacking positions by Gambit. This literally showcases you that Killjoy is playing only on B. That means that she's only holding this alone, because Redgar and Shadows are most of the time playing together on mid. That means there's a solo player holding B. This here. It's either Chronicle or Nats. See this? This gives you like a pattern that you can read into as an analyst, and because of that, you can do easy, risky plays on a bonus round because you know what to expect from your opponent. Very easy to do, but it's actually like very nice to see in an actual game.
They're gonna sit by this. They have the Spectres, and there's a set piece in play. It's so well crafted. Zeke gets away with Chronicle. Can't get the rifle, but that's more than enough damage. But you've got to look towards middle as well. Yes, the wall's still there, but for how long? And trying to contain Nats when he's got a rifle, easier said than done.
Hello, Kaz.
As again, Gambit look for that next layer, that next step. Nats on his own is still keeping almost 3 players.
Was the pistol on this interesting? Yes, it was a big throw by Gambit.
Defo's got himself tucked up into heaven. You can see Starzo already invested the wall. But here to greet the other side of it as it will start to decay pretty soon. Starzo will actually take this engagement here.
And The scary thing is Zeke's tucked in towards Hell as well. So Starzo can fall away, maybe sit like a little deeper, just be careful, no one's going to explore too deep on that. I'm looking at this man on the screen right there, Zeke. How much more can he get done from this? Actually gets dropped on, and Defo just bullies down Starzo. Yeah, Bone Cold's alive, but he's got a time limit on his life, and he knows it. Gets aggressive, and that's a spike. Hold on.
Well, but there's no time.
That shot was coming in, but
10 seconds.
10 seconds now, there's still danger.
Oh my god, what a shot.
Defo's defending it with his life. Gets Nats towards the site. The spike goes.
This is already, by the way, it doesn't matter if Gambit wins this round. This is already won, statistically speaking, by Acend.
Killers is on the ground level now.
And look at the HP. I don't know. I can't remember if he won this round or not, but this is abysmal for Gambit right now.
Yes, left to deal with this spike cam, but not even a factor here. Definitely
Like,
will close things out, but lots
look at the economy right now. Full rebuy, full rebuy, full rebuy, including utility on this and this. And then you have armor rebuy, utility rebuy, armor rebuy, utility rebuy. They're gonna have absolutely abysmal choices. Abysmal. And look at now at Acend. Ultimate from Zeke single-handedly puts this the next round into, in my eyes, a 70-30 for Acend. Just based upon those like initial layers of the next round, I'm already putting Acend at 70-30 if they don't do stupid mistakes.
damage done. Both shield finds a and Chronicle just lurking.
So what do we have here? Vandal small shields, Spectre big shields, and five stars. Vandal big shields because he gets the Vandal from someone else and drops the Spectre to Redgar, and no small shields on Vandal. So this is not looking good already. They bought everything they can, right? And this is like the make or break round. This is a make or break round because right now, Acend not only play the favorite, let's say, side, but also have one ultimate to try to like make an advantage. But they also have the advantage of like playing aggressively with the ultimate, right? Which cannot be counted by Gambit unless they flash him. So this is very awkward. And you have one player that cannot be, you know, Astra cannot go first with the Spectre, cannot be traded because she's so important for an execute. So this is really awkward.
Credit to Defo for keeping cool under that, making sure that's...
And this is a pivotal round. Whoever wins this round gets fucked next round. But the advantage is on the Acend side because of the bonus round that they played so well.
Spike cross wasn't going to be a problem. There was a double stack towards Heaven at the end of that. That could have easily been an issue considering there was, what, like sub 15 seconds. But no, does very well in that.
They smoke. That was a fake. That was a fake smoke on vents.
Also, I mean, in that regard, with Nats' utility
and a true smoke on Heaven B. And now it seems like they're gonna try to do the same type of execute that we've seen before. So they try to go to vents, but this time, if I'm not mistaken, there's a Cypher trap on vents, so they don't have to worry about it. So this is gonna be a stun, and then they're gonna take mail control. And Zeke is now positioned here with his util that will counter that.
Well, also, I mean, in that regard, with Nats' utility invested elsewhere, it makes that cross even more treacherous so late on. And
again, this is a 1-3-1 split on default for Gambit, and right now, Acend doesn't have to do anything. They just hold. They wait. They didn't use almost any utility. The only utility that was being used is essentially of like any big purpose is the wall, and that's it. They can just wait out Gambit here.
But this is where I think I look towards Nats to achieve something over towards A main, because it's not really pressuring at all. Whether or not it will be, like I said, the mid follow-up.
And look at this is actually very interesting. So I didn't realize that. My bad, because this is actually a big thing. For some reason, I thought they put the wall on mid, but they actually put it on A, which is even more of an importance, because this wall on A guarantees that Nats cannot go through it for the first 40 seconds of the round. So they didn't have to worry about it. Now they're stationing here because Nats can be just straight up here. But for the first 40 seconds, he couldn't.
Up on that.
And this wall is going to break down any moment.
Something, because it's a huge investment.
It broke down. So they're still holding A. The Heaven B, it's just, this flash is just for info. Nothing. What? Why would Shadows use this? What? I don't get it.
Whether or not it will be, like I said, the mid follow-up on that. They need to find something, because it's a huge investment.
They didn't gain anything, and he even peaked before that.
Acend wanting to walk that.
That is so weird.
Almost trying to prop up Zeke in that corner.
When will he get the another flash? Ah, he got it. Okay, so this is why he used it, because he knows he's gonna get another one in 5 seconds. Okay.
His weight. He's playing a dangerous game. Defo is sharp today.
Fake or smoke?
The TP comes out.
TP comes out into B, so they know it's only one player. They still know about the vents not being broken, so they play safe. This is what I'm talking about. Every single map, Gambit has the same issue. They didn't draw any utility, and the time is running out. Look, 30 seconds left. 30 seconds left, man.
Trapwire actually a little deeper on rope, so cause some problems here.
Not a fan of this showstopper.
Try and find something in mid. He might actually find Red Guy inside
but
ropes. He will.
Red Guy was none the wiser.
He gets one, and that's it.
Acend shut them down at the entryway. Defo can get in here eventually. How much can he do though? 10 seconds. It ain't much to play with.
That's every single VOD review I'm doing of Gambit. Their attack side is just has no imagination if the opponent doesn't do a mistake. And by not doing a mistake, I mean they don't push into them. You literally counter Gambit by not doing anything.
Acend! Compile the pressure towards Gambit. Discussion of better. The problems that you're having.
It's the same problem over and over and over again on every single map.
Find an answer to it and readdress it. Now we've seen in the past it can happen.
Yeah, I mean, that round was looking like Gambit didn't have any idea what to do. That is literally Gambit when they don't get an advantage for free because someone is over peeking into them. Because they play defaults. That's it. Nats is being countered by this wall so that he cannot lurk and cannot get any info. The vent is being guarded by the trap, and suddenly they don't get anything.
In the blink of an eye. They flip a switch, they got the answer, they're ready to go. This banks a little on Defo here in this round.
That's just the problem that Gambit has. If they're gonna fix that, if they're gonna be actually more proactive, less yes-like, then they're actually gonna start winning more matches. But it's kind of funny to say that about the second place in Champions, right? But it really is the reality. Is they're winning on the defense, as you can see in the report. They have horrible attack. Look, this is from Champions only. 3 maps on terrible win rate on attack, and the only one when they actually boosted up the stats was the game against Acend when they won 13-3 with 11 rounds being won on attack because Acend has no clue what to do on that map, and they just pushed into like literally Gambit's default. That's how they did the opposite of what they should have done about Gambit's plan on attack. And they did it on Fracture without being super proactive with the utility. So they get counted because of that. That's how Gambit wants you to play against them. Oh, can you see the stats? Oh, my bad. That's literally how Gambit wants you to play against them. So Acend played into Gambit's plan on Fracture and gets demolished. But on other maps, they play to counter Gambit by not doing anything.
In the meantime, Acend gets aggressive, finds Chronicle, who's been a bit of the telltale sign, as you said.
Acend happy to give up mid once again. That wall invested so deep on Heaven that the contingency in place for Acend is just fantastic, and they're going to be able to greet this. Defo tries to get something done. Acend giving Gambit, so
It's
much
fine.
space to work with, but it equates to nothing.
That's fine.
Well,
It's 5v3
maybe a
retake,
slight
man. They didn't have to fight. This is
Don't know how much
such a
beyond
good
that.
position. It's such a good decision making by Acend. A little bit more passive because they know they have the advantages. They don't need to be fast. They don't need to fight against an eco. So they just played the long ranges. They played the safer angles because they don't want to donate the guns. And they just wait for the 5th player to join. And then they do a retake 5v3
Let's see if there's
against
anything interesting
inferior
with both plants,
equipment.
all towards the back of the site, and Defo trying to be the tip of the spear. Try and greet them with a smile, do some form of damage, some semblance of hope to be found in this round for Gambit, 'cause they know this slow grind back is coming. Cena's found Red Guard down to Defo and joined by Shados.
There's the paranoia, man.
How much more can
Yeah,
you
GG.
bring? The answer looks like
Very good
resounding
decision making by
nothing. It's
Acend.
4-1. Acend rising to the occasion on the final map.
Like I said, the read is perfect. They know that
Very good decision making by Acend. What do we have here? Full buy round by Gambit. Exactly the same positioning. Over and over again. Killjoy B. Viper on A. 3 players mid.
Which is where Gambit flourished.
And B side is just taken over by this combo of a one-way and any other piece of utility.
Flourish in the late round.
Look how they're taking space. This is so nice.
Anything that Gambit
And that is absolutely insane. So look at this. They do it won't work well if Gambit is paying attention, but if I'm guessing no one from Gambit is paying currently the attention to it, right? So they take the space by the wall
adjustments.
and they take the orb at the same time, which makes you think as the attacker that Staxo is taking the orb, but the reality is that someone else is taking it. And you can make sure to know about this, right? If you press tab right now and you check the scoreboard, you can literally see who is taking the orb. If I'm this Killjoy, right? I'm going back in, I'm tucking myself here, and I'm pressing my tab to see who is picking up the orb. Because of that, I get an info on how many players are B. And because Staxo has already the ultimate, I don't even have to check that. Because I kind of have to check this, because maybe Staxo took it so no one else will have it, right? But I'll have the certainty of that. So if Killjoy hides and presses tab and sees that the uptick is here on Boncold, that means that B players are those two right now.
What we're looking at now.
And this is great map control. Great map control by Acend right now.
But again, defensive sided aggression, then happy enough to give up.
Okay, ultimate is the initiation of the attack. Let's see how they do this. There's no one even on B heaven right now. But this, look at the spike. It's being stuck in front of B side. Isn't the one-way smoke already a giveaway that Omen's on B side? No, Omen can do it from any point of the map.
Part of mid control, but now without.
So, slow on Heaven B, dash from Defo straight up into his own flash. That is not good. What the hell happened here?
Mid control, but now without.
He missed the smoke.
Defensive sided aggression.
He missed the smoke.
To give up some part of mid control.
He wanted to smoke this so he can dash into it. Or even smoke this. But he definitely didn't want to smoke this. He didn't want to hit the box over here. And this is what he hit. So he fucks himself over. Right? I think so. And he dashes straight up into the... I think so.
Place is gonna be a quick burst.
He hit the sky ult? Oh, that's even worse.
Definitely going to try and lead the charge, but eats the flash.
That is
not good.
That is terrible, man.
A second or two to punish it, but he still does. Swing back in from Starzo, keeps his nerve, and now you can see the pinch coming in, but it's being dealt with to perfection by Acend. Two players still have to try and get past Bone.
What? Why is Chronicle holding this? When he used a molly? Am I missing something?
but it's being dealt with.
He's using the molly so no one can peek this. Or if you peek this, you need to take damage. So it's maybe worth the risk, but most likely not. So you have two players in here. Why are you not double peeking?
With to perfection by Acend. Two players still.
Why is he? I don't understand this. That is just.
Still have to try and get past Bone.
That is just really awkward.
One bullet is all he needs. 3 to spare. You got any more?
That is just really awkward. This is not a trade. This is like a bait. Like, if you use the utility. If you use the utility in a situation like this, right? You put the nanosome like this. Unless he missed it. Maybe he did it like this. So someone can peek from here? Nah. Nah. No. Fuck it. No. That's not the way. So if you put this like this, right? And this is the positioning. Like, there's no way that you will be holding this area while your Viper solo checks this angle. You should be with her to double trade or double peek to make sure that you clear this angle together. There's no way you're holding this when you specifically use a nanoswarm for that player not to peek, so you have an easier time killing a person on the left side. There's I don't know. I don't see any other explanation. This is just not good.
As there's the final shutdown. Acend are in full form, Hypok. What is Gambit doing now?
They have to switch this up. I'm almost expecting the absence so far, and
it's a lack
absolutely not represented, but he's gaining nothing on the back of it. And actually,
right? I think he fucked up the nanoswarm. Man, I wish we... Nah, it looks like this. Kinda. I don't know, man. It doesn't matter. Like, even if he fucks up the nanoswarm, you still have to double swing this.
Absolutely no pressure towards this deep hold from Acend. And actually, this is on the back of another round where they're aggressing into B garage. They don't want to enter.
Couldn't Viper also just use the molly to clear that corner? Seems worth it. You just have to double peek. You can, of course, you could use that Viper snake bite to use it and try to clear it with that as well. But in this case, if you use one molly for the one angle, then you just double swing on the other angle, and that's it.
Into Nats, they're literally focusing Chronicle right now.
And they're down to Spectres, Sheriffs, Gambit. We've told everyone time and time again, you guys always have a plan in mind. You're never quite...
That's an attacking Viper wall. That is like... We have a video about this attacking Viper wall. If you want to know why is this attacking Viper wall being like... Is like actually covering the site, type in exclamation mark guides. There's my newest videos about that.
Quite done, and Bone Cold though puts himself on the line. There's so many players behind this wall. Bone Cold, you're surely going to get...
Is that a bait?
Checked on.
Yeah.
Did he get seen? Yeah, he did. Finally, Gambit.
At least they checked it. It could be a bait. It could be a mistake that is being corrected by the team.
Deal with him. That's the first step. And now the next layer, though. Can they still close in the gap here? Acend forced to respect this. So much utility invested. Nats with the...
Attacking Killjoy not one? I mean, I guess that's fine.
Comes in as well.
But Zeke just doesn't give a fuck and just kills the most important piece of util, which is from Nats. That is so big. That is so big, and oh my god, yeah, this is really chaotic, man. It was a 5v4.
They're just gonna try and recover this here.
Oh my god. This is really not looking good.
Forced to respect this. So much utility.
This is really not looking good for Gambit. Like it's chaotic. There's no teamwork together. There's just everyone just plays for themselves. And when everyone plays for themselves, then people playing defenders win because they can just play angles and just wait for the people to peek one by one. That's it.
And
that's it, man.
Starzo still back sight, and Starzo stands strong again. 33
Little
HP now.
Starks not dying there. What the fuck?
From CNED comes in. It's a celebration from
Yeah,
Acend.
this is
From winning every huge
Gambit just kinda lost.
And the ults are cycling so perfectly as well for Acend. Now they've got plenty of extras to
There's no support from the players. Everyone plays for himself.
throw into the mix if they want to, but
They swapped it up a little bit. So now let's stop watching Gambit lose my poor heart. Lays, thank you much for the 1,000 bits again. That's 10,000 bits today. Thank you very much, Lays. You're mental.
similar scenes. Bone Cold on the adjustment this time. Dogged out
Like,
by Starzo.
Kidja ult before the Viper ult seems like they play. That's typically how you should play it. I don't mind him playing that, but there's no support from the other teammates. So...
And he can keep getting weird now. The fact that these rounds are going the way they are, Bone Cold can just...
So now Gambit actually kind of swapped. The Killjoy is controlling mid. But she's not doing this alone. She has the Astra as well. Nats just doesn't get any value on A. It's 7 rounds in, and he never got any value out of lurking on A. Like, he is actually kind of useless right now. Typically, he had like a very high impact by lurking into this area and so on, but he's being countered every almost round.
Do Broman stuff. He can play spots like this. Another one way.
Look how... I mean, Sean must be loving this on the desk because it is a lovely display, but how much...
Huh? Wait, what?
Broman stuff. He can play spots like this. Another one way.
Look how... I mean, Sean must be loving this on the desk.
Well, that's a bit of unfortunate for Starkso. He didn't have to peek like that because of the angle that Bonkold is holding. But it is what it is. Thank you, Lace, for the gifted sub. No way.
Because it is a lovely display, but...
Thank you again, Lace. I don't know how many gifted subs is that today, but 10,000 bits and like 10 gifted subs or something like that?
To maybe get the notion of what they're up to. It still looks like
insane.
Split towards B, but two players...
Okay, so first time, I think, Gambit has an actual advantage by getting a first kill, alright? Let's see how they play with that.
Your answer now. You have the first pick, which you've not had often.
It's funny how Pansy says that the same.
Bone Cold.
But with a better English than me.
I think they might have actually heard that. They're close enough to hear where...
Wait.
Bone have the first pick, which you've not had often. Bone Cold.
I think they might have actually heard that. They're close enough to hear where...
Close flash. Close enough, yeah, he eats it, but he doesn't pull the trigger.
So, if I'm not mistaken, I can be wrong here. I might be wrong, but maybe someone that is an Omen main can correct me. If I'm not mistaken, you hear the initial TP going back, like going out, but if you cancel, you don't hear someone going back to the initial spot. So what he wanted to achieve is to fake that he's going away from the... because the Sage is dead. So they assume there's no one on that spot. But what it does is actually brings the attention to his spot in the first. You don't hear the initial TP either? No, I think you hear the initial TP. You don't hear him going back. I'm gonna have to check that.
He sits and waits, and he's just gonna be turned into mincemeat.
That's one of those.
Makes it look easy. Light work. What? Zeke still gets away with 2. It's a 2v3. This isn't impossible. Killers and CNED up in heaven. Drops down towards hell, looking for that pick. And oh, Killers gets 1. A 1v2.
I'm almost like, I am certain you can hear the initial TP from the initial location, because I remember vividly that I was actually killing people doing that.
Have they even noted Zenid? It looks like they want to double face through by Pillar.
And I'm
He's
not
still
saying
gonna
about
keep
the
his life for now, 20
initial
seconds. He's doing
TP
everything
location where he
can in
goes
this
to. I mean the
scenario.
TP
Shadows
location where he
Ricka
goes from.
Still sitting pretty. Another fight.
Wow,
Oh,
Jesus
this
Christ, I
play
was almost done, man.
just goes wayward. The round goes to Gambit, but my word, is it the finest of margins now?
And that's what you don't want to see. When you have to build back into a half like this, coming down to one player. We talked about statistically Nats earlier. He's 1-7 right now. And the weird thing to consider here, it's almost like Acend, they're like wired to the primary.
That was so close, man.
There's only one member of Acend committed to holding A.
But still, like, Gambit is, I don't know, man.
Nowhere to be seen, right?
It was
Acend have the
5 versus
perfect
3, and they still lost 4 players.
Oh, and see.
perfect read.
Well, and sometimes Zenit does this. Can't really do much about that. But this is where experience comes from. Look where he's aiming at. You see where his aim is? That means that people in pro play do this a lot. That means that people who, when you play scrims, you see that many teams are doing exactly this jump peak. So Zenit holds this angle. Look, he's literally prepared for this. He's literally prepared for this. Some off timing, I guess, from the spectator mode. This is absolutely nuts.
Oh, and Zenit is just feeling it. Quick as ever.
No, that wasn't the scope. It's just spectator mode, I think, difference of like a few milliseconds.
Gambit have to operate at the player deficit, investing the wall quickly just to try and deal with it. Zeke plucks Defo out of the sky. Who are Acend and where has this team been the entire time?
Another example, they bait in.
And he doesn't dash. He doesn't need to dash because there's no one else doing this. He is safe.
Any aggression on the back of it.
This makes my heart hurt, for fuck's sake. Lays, thank you much again for the 1,000 bits. Thank you.
Preemptively rotating this direction. 3v5 for Gambit here. Bone Cold and Zeke on the other side of this smoke, Lauren.
Gambit are desperate for this. They need a little more here. Give them some leverage. And Bone Cold gives.
No, why? What? Why? Dude, this is so disastrous. Look, this is the same case, like Nats being first with Chronicle and not having his back. Look.
They need a little more.
Why is Nats looking at this angle here? They have the wall up. This is some massive miscommunication. This should be double peak here, but I'm almost certain that this wall is going down soon. So Nats knowing this, he wants to hold this angle still. But that means he's not communicating with Shadows. So Shadows peaks because he's certain he's gonna have, like, Nats is gonna have his back. You know? Wait, who's again? Some 1 second. I don't know, man.
Here, give them some leverage, and Bone Cold gives them nothing.
No, this wall is still active.
Want to give up too much. Nats is now trying to close.
This is some massive miscommunication between the players.
The gap, but he gets hindered on approach, and Bone Cold is just buying time, pulling rotations.
This is the second time where Gambit could have had a simple trade or even not lose anyone. Good play by Nats here, but this is still like not perfect, right?
Gets it. Good work from Nats. Trying to create some space. Zenit the void though. Ooh, and a bit of a miss and a half. Nats with the punish. If he has to do it single-handedly, he will.
My friends, there's a savoir vivre. Like, you don't talk about money, you know? Like, putting Lays in an awkward spot is not really, like, dignified, I would say, you know?
That spike's on the way over. There's 2 players now towards watching this side. Zeke, position noted. Starzo's timing couldn't have been better. The guy fills the void, and look at this. I don't know what you do if you're Gambit.
You call a timeout.
You should have already called a timeout.
You have to right now. I said they need to stop the bleeding. Now this half is starting to run away from them. And Acend in a really, really powerful position here in terms of just being able to switch up these minor adjustments now. Acend
Insane kills from Acend and Zeke though.
The first time we're seeing Gambit stack up for an all-in piece towards A.
Yeah, but look at the buy.
Yeah.
What's
the
it
Blade
worth?
Storm. The Blade Storm.
Sure.
Okay, first time Gambit is trying to make a 5-man push on a low buy on A. And they do, it's very telegraphed, right?
Yeah.
What's
the
it
Blade
worth?
Storm.
Well, it's not very telegraphed. They do it last second.
Sure. Let's see
They
it.
do it last
Let's see if there's
second.
anything to this. And Defo just gonna have to let it rip, do any sort of damage. That's a great start. Huge
It
impact
works.
from Gambit, and finally they switch it up.
It works.
Finally they look for a new option. Leaving Starzo, Killers, and Acend behind on this one. Spike plant gonna go down. Now they can invest that late round utility for the post plant.
There's nothing
Both res.
interesting here. It's just brute force, right?
Get some control back here.
Jet dashes in, creates confusion. Then the players are following up after the paint shells are being like thrown. And they get that trade. It's still important that Defo gets the first kill. Otherwise, like if Defo dies without the players being pushing on site, round is lost. But if he's alive long enough in the smoke for the players to join him on site, then they most likely gonna win. Even though they have lower equipment. Well, that's a quit.
Oh, Acend, maybe there's still a bit of a chance on this one. Time is going to be dwindling. There's the Reds coming in.
Oh,
Red cover
wow.
doesn't want this to
Oh,
happen.
wow.
He's going to find more. Chronicle by his side. It's a thrifty round that they convert, and it's a desperation
And they
round
use
this
the
one from
res.
Gambit.
Unlucky.
On the back of Defo and that Blade Storm. Big pace shift here. But what do they carry across to a buy round? I would hate to see them reset back to this default. I would absolutely hate to see it, Lauren.
No, I'm waiting with bated breath here. I want to see an adjustment. If they feel like there's some options towards that
I respect your opinions. Can Liquid strike back next year? Really heartbroken with that loss, even though I love the streak. I mean, they have a lot of stuff to fix. And like, they actually... I think it's Liquid actually story of success that they are here with a new member of a team so fast. I don't think anyone expected this, to be honest. It's just because Nivera is just very insanely talented and works hard that we're able to go here, because you shouldn't have been so good, so high up in the ladder with such a massive change in the lineup with like what? A month before the actual tournament?
Little varied. Because as you
and still Liquid has a lot of stuff to fix. Like, it's impossible for Liquid to play with the same compositions that they play right now. It's not a good choice.
It's so readable right now. We have to wait and see what the look is.
So much of the early rounds just given up for free.
Again, the one way on B. And Gambit goes back. Gambit goes back to the default.
Adjustment in formation here. Defo quickly through ropes, and actually a deep lockdown.
Okay, but this lockdown... Okay, let's see what they do with it.
Both heavy.
Let's see what they do with it.
What makes me feel as if they're going to drift towards B on the back of that.
But the spike could be in danger. I'm waiting to see if they actually...
Yeah, good luck.
Still fighting.
And the spike... And the spike is in front of B. That is just... No, guys. No. That is not how you should do this. If you do and execute from here, there's absolutely no chance, knowing that Acend is playing heavy B, like, you know that this is being taken by Acend so many times. Why are you trying to put the spike, Illuminati by the way, why are you trying to put the spike through this? The spike should be taken by the main force, which is this, and this should be Lurker. What the fuck? I'm just disappointed here.
Finds Defo and the spike's gone down. Nats is on rotation. Cena needs to just fall away to the side. They've won the fight. That was the integral one. Nats trying to keep it together. There's still another target out there though. And there's Cena still trying to connect towards Heaven. He's trying to buy time, protect Starzo here, because Nats is desperate to get that spike back. And it's a battle on two fronts as Nats is trying to play this patient.
Here's the other player. Oh my god. Starks knew what's gonna happen. So he made the proactive move. Very smart by Starks, so he couldn't go back, right? Maybe there's a small chance I don't know if he remembers exactly how he put the wall, but I don't think he does. Because there's a small chance that he goes back here, behind the corner, destroys the wall here, and goes back to join the team and leaves the spike alone. But I'm guessing that he doesn't remember that there's a possibility of him hiding here. So he goes for the highest possible win rate play, which is being aggressive towards Nats, because he knows someone from mid is going to try to help Nats, because that's the spike. If there wouldn't be a spike here, Nats would go fuck off. He goes somewhere else. But because of the spike, Nats is going to have to fight or wait for the reinforcements to come. So Starkso makes the call to fight Nats, which is the correct call in this case.
Two fronts as Nats is trying to play this patiently, allow time for the player.
Imagine if he gets the second one as well. It's still like 3 versus 2. They know where the spike is. And they have almost every single advantage.
Couldn't adjust quickly enough, but still good damage done. Seeker's going to come out and seen it. Looks to get maybe a little ahead of that.
Okay, so they use another piece of util. Nice lurk by Chronicle. Holy shit.
Come out and seen it. The player Shadows to
how did that happen? Wait. That is some perfect timing. I didn't even realize.
Still trying to connect towards heaven. He's trying to buy time. Protects.
Wait. Didn't CNET hear him? Look at the minimap.
Another target out there though. And they're seeing it. Still trying to connect towards heaven. He's trying to buy time.
I think he used the rope. CNET should hear the Killjoy go on site.
And protect Starzo here, because Nats is desperate to get that.
But this is some perfect timing by Chronicle. What a massive lurk.
He's trying to play this patiently, allow time for the player Shadows to come over. Couldn't adjust quickly enough.
What a massive lurk, man. Holy shit.
Looks to get maybe a little ahead of that.
Give them an idea. Chronicle actually springs on the back of it. Somehow finds Keyless and Zeke. CNED, the last man standing for Acend here.
Did he know the spike was there? Starkso? Yes, he knew about the spike. They killed the spike player.
But another round, it's cost them.
Win this. Chronicle has normally been the safe pair of hands. CNED doesn't care. He's crossed. Gonna double dip. Have a little look. Yeah, turret no more. Poor old Tommy's gone. But
no, that's GG.
Chronicle here with a shot to the side of the brain. CNED's been given a lot of freedom to move. One shot left.
He's saving this, right? No, he's actually not.
Drops down. Looks for the way out. Gets the glimpse and he gets the frag! And a player with nothing to lose. CNED.
Oh my god, dude. That is absolutely insane. Imagine he has 2 bullets in his operator, bro. He's so smart.
He's trying to give Gambit a win.
That peek on the flower? That is absolutely insane.
Looks for the way.
Jesus. Such a small thing. Look. Such a small thing that allows him to get a kill. You seeing this shit?
Looks for the way across. Gets the glimpse and he gets the frag.
That is so fucking smart, man.
Feels like there's always some.
This is a weird round. Chronicle just kind of wins this. Bails out the entire team.
Thing to them.
Bit of an adjustment here actually towards a mainly investment of the Viper's Wall and the Cosmic Divide. They might try and just get on and find this Viper's Pit.
Defo just going to throw his body on the line. And you're right. Look at the spike. It's over towards B.
Look at the... What the hell? Okay, this is awkward.
Revealing area.
So...
Found them.
Look at this. They use the Galaxy Divide on the place where typically a Viper Wall would have been used. And they use the Viper Wall like a retake Viper Wall for the defenders. So players on site don't see how many people are going in, while the players from heaven don't hear anything. So this is like a fake. This is a very good fake. It's actually pretty funny because this is a terrible wall, but in this specific setup, it works to what it should do, right? It does what it should do in this specific scenario because they faked the push, and because of that, Acend is rotating off.
And they've absolutely bitten on this as well. Almost all players coming over, barring one. Starzo lingering around that B side, Defo trying to...
But they read into that, oh, and this is now lost. This is too late. I was really happy about this, but I don't like this anymore. Because the players on B, the players on B
The
that are
investment
waiting for
and
this
the
fake to
cosmic divide.
happen, this is not good. This is the moment when they should have gone contact. This is the moment. This is already too late. It's a great idea, but the execution is absolutely terrible.
And Defo just gonna throw
Look.
his body
It's
on the
all a
line.
ruse.
And
Look, all of this right now happening. Those players should be already here and destroying the wall. Like maybe not destroying the wall yet, but they should be already here in this spot, taking control. And they don't do it because of the one way from the Omen. This makes no sense though. You have to take the risk. You have to take the risk. You have to do it. Otherwise, this is essentially like, this is pointless. This entire fake is pointless now.
you're right. Look at the spike. It's over towards B. And they've absolutely bitten on this as well.
And
Almost
look, they're just holding it. They're waiting the entirety of the
players coming
smoke. No,
over
you
one
can't.
on one. Starzo lingering around that B side. Defo trying to
Nah,
really
man.
set it
Nah,
on
man.
this.
This is... The rotation goes back.
Surely
The
they
wall
are
is already
Wall
there.
on B main.
They
If
lost
shoot that,
every
that's
single
gonna tell
piece
us that everything
of
is
utility,
Defo.
essentially.
Huge
But
impact.
Defo just gets 2
Impeccable
kills
work.
for some
He
reason.
sold them an absolute fake and a half. And Zeke gonna try and close in with that judge, but it looks like it's done for. Gambit pull out the fake just as they needed it here.
Well, I guess the success of all that conditioning, as soon as that adjustment comes on that.
This is only 1. The execution of this fake was 2 out of 10. But Gambit wins this round because Defo gets 2 kills.
A site hit with the cosmic divide.
It's literally it. That's
This
literally it.
One
How?
step too far.
How?
Gambit, they're never out of it. They are never done. They worked back 5 rounds when it felt like Acend knew everything they were doing.
I cannot fathom how this is 7-5. It's actually a real testament to Gambit's sheer grit and determination. How this
This just showcases that they have nuts players, but the attack side from Gambit every single time on every single
Ascend
map
now, 'cause they've seen
is really not good. Really. Lurker is running pro plays to me, showing every play from Gambit is just one player popping off. It's not the same case on defense. On defense, they actually play better. But on attack, Gambit is just... requires 2 things to happen to win an attack. Either someone peeks into Gambit when they hold the default and dies, giving them first blood and advantage. Or second, someone pops off by doing some high risk, high reward plays and actually getting insane amount of kills. That's the attack plan.
this before. It's been done before. It's been done in this series to them before.
they've given them enough room in their comfort zone.
So, default... Sorry, not default. Mid control is allowed to be happening with this Viper wall, which kind of buys time for the mid control. Turret for contact with 2 nanoswarms. Alarm bot on vents. Nats is playing CT. So no one... Okay. So they play very deep. Okay. Let's see how Acend is approaching this.
On defense.
There.
I already like this more than approach from Gambit because they don't give a fuck about A here. They control with a trap and they have more stacks towards mid and just one player playing the lurk onto B main. And this guy, if the plan will be we go like this on site, then this player will not peek from here until his teammates are breaching this line. At least he should. Let's see what's gonna happen.
Be evolving throughout this half.
Oh, that spots 2 people.
Confirmation there, at least, of early presence towards bottom mid. Gambit playing pretty deep here. You can see all of A main giving up. The utility gonna make sure of that. And almost a willingness to fight for B male here.
Yeah,
Okay.
Skittles needs to back
Pay attention. Pay attention to the cipher in B main, right?
away quickly because Defo got out of there. Now the flash comes in, gonna be forcing them further back, and now the hit looks
He's
like it
still
wants
not
to
peeking.
go.
He's being stopped by the smoke, but his job is to not peek before those teammates are going here and have contact. They might have actually contact a little bit earlier, but still, they need to go and put pressure on site. This is where he strikes.
On through. fountain on down. It's going to be
See?
Defo who just gets overrun. Bone Cold.
See this shit? This is how you play a lurker role. You wait for the pressure to happen from here. So then those players are busy trying to fight with this guy. And then this sole player pushes in the perfect moment and gets the kill. That's how you play a lurker role. When you understand when to peek. Because you're not the execution. You're the support of the execution. So you go in when there's already like the opponents are under pressure.
Just straight up fights through him. What are these kills? Acend, just powerful in approach. Shados and Chronicle playing through from CT, but it's 4 to find. It ain't gonna be easy now. Spike down the time in their side.
Yeah, GG.
Looking for it, and he gets it. Acend, get the.
Why did I get 8 ads? I'm not mad, just curious. You shouldn't get any ads if you're a sub. Weak as garbage. Are you using a... There's a small chance that Twitch is bugging out when you're a sub if you're using a ad blocker. Because if you're a sub on my channel, you should never get ads. But it might be a bug where you have a ad blocker on the site. Wait, shit! Lurker! Fuck!
I forgot about the sub. Lurker, 7 minutes ago. Thank you very much for the prime. Welcome to the family. Could you introduce yourself? That would be absolutely amazing. Where are you from, my friend? Thank you.
Sorry for missing it 7 minutes ago. Coaches are allowed to... No, they are not allowed to watch the stream. I had asked about tips on how to lurk, and you had given a similar tip where you said that I should always wait for the team to put pressure first and help me get some great lurks. That's the most basic rule when it comes to lurking.
The pistol in the second half.
Oh my
I
word!
don't know about this game, man.
But that's the pace. It has to be.
Truly
fair.
surprised
That needs
Bonkle
to
picked Omen instead of
maintain.
Astra Viper when this map has great choke points for utility. Didn't see Omen on split for ages. I mean, he plays this Omen very well on defense. He played that one way on B main who had so much impact. It's absolutely insane.
If they
Hello, I'm from the UK.
Gambit
Game
swear on defense,
developer
they
by day.
have to
Distinctly
remain unorthodox, and it almost has to be
distinctly average FPS player by night. Welcome, my friend. You're not the first person joining the community from the game development industry, my friend. Welcome, bro.
Smashing their head against a brick wall.
Because Gambit win every other time. I don't know how to explain this to people.
These slow rounds, I hate to say it, on the defense will suit Gambit so much better.
100%. Now look at this interesting approach coming out here. 5-play lean towards A. And a
Please don't split.
5-man stack.
Acend, please don't split. Just play together. You have 5 specters. Don't throw them away. I really like this.
And still,
They know now that the trap was being broken. Yeah, nice.
close enough actually that
Very nice.
Chronicle's utility will.
Dash onto side. Did he check left corner?
And still.
CNET, don't disappoint me. He actually did not. He didn't. He checked the right corner right before going into the smoke, but he didn't check left. So his teammates have to check this themselves. Well, not perfect. Not perfect. Definitely disappointed a little bit here. But this is why. But you see this? Because he didn't check the left. This is why he goes in and goes back here to check this, because he knows he didn't check it. This is still great awareness. See? He doesn't leave his teammate alone. This is great awareness. He does this because he didn't check the left.
Chronicle's utility will at least give away the information, but full site control here.
What do we have?
Is it worth to check right instead of left? No, I think
this
left
is
is
still a little
always
bit of
worth
fighting.
more to check than
Gambit with
right.
Venom to the bite.
Oops.
Starzo wants a cheeky low angle. He's still gonna
He still has a great angle.
have a letterbox to shoot through.
Yeah, see? But ADS, my friend, ADS. If you want to hit shots like this, ADS. Shit.
Oh, that's a dangerous angle, and Chronicle actually connects towards him
But
instead.
they still can't get this. They
Actually
still
kinda
can't
sick,
get the
and
weapon.
now
So they are now guarding this. Look, 2 people here. Nice. And now they have the choke point and they execute that perfectly. So nicely done. They compensate for the player
It's
loss.
gonna be shut down. Clean enough as Redgar, the last one to come around. Dealt with four.
Good compensation by Acend. Really impressed right now. They didn't leave that. They went in and protected that weapon.
Nothing really for Gambit to work on the back of there with an all-in piece from Acend to convert the bonus. We'll see here if Acend try and capitalize on these SMGs. It would require a lot if they fight for mid here. It's going to be really, really awkward for them to...
So not a lot of losses for Acend here. Only one player has to rebuy, and Starkso is just gonna play a sheriff in this case. So he's gonna be playing more passively, I would assume. Viper wall on B. I don't see the orb. Viper wall B and mid, but early mid, not push mid, because like there's another option of doing a wall like, oh shit. Like you do it like this. So then it also like stops people from pushing like here early. It gives you an anti-flash for wall here if you really want it, but they don't play any flashes, so it doesn't matter. And that's about it.
I think there's the only one really with early progress towards an ultimate.
Really aggression.
Sheriff that they picked from Gambit? I don't think so. Starkso spent 2.2. He bought small armor. So 400. 400. 400 for maybe 200 for slow, and 800, which is 1.8. So he spent even more. What? Why did he spend 2.2?
Really with ride this through.
Oh no, sorry. He spent 1.2. My bad. 1.2. Okay, so he's getting that dropped. Yes, you're correct. My bad. I remembered incorrectly.
Two players leading this way. Actually,
good spot, chat.
Shadows? They've got to know there's more as well. The Wilds.
That's certainly unfortunate.
Bray actually will.
How did they get the first kill though?
Two players leading this way.
Oh, Shaders just peeks. Without single piece of... No, after the Tiger, he sees one player. He doesn't know about the second. He destroys the camera and just peeks it.
Actually seen it best Shadows? They've got to know there's
I don't know
well.
about that, man.
Spray actually will claim CNED's life. But look at the response in kind. It's quick. They're straight up through ropes. They really want to punish this.
You probably have noticed, but while it's seen that Zeke and Starks are definitely more flashy, Killis and Bonko do an immense amount of work for Acend. I feel like it's especially noticeable in Split. Acend are so well balanced now. I mean, you can see like that round when Killis was on pistol round playing the Lurk. You can see how much impact does he have with the while playing like this, right? Bonko, the support that he gave on defense on Split was absolutely enormous. It's like, it's a team-based game, my friends. If your team is relying on a player trying to like single-handedly carry, then that team is destined to lose. There's no way you can be one of the best teams on the planet, top tier, if you're relying on your teammates to pop off. And I'm absolutely tilted when I hear in any game, when I hear, I mean in any shooter, when I hear on the like casting that, oh, someone popped off and that's carrying the game. I'm like, that is not important. That's not how you play the game.
Maybe aggression or maybe players out of place.
It actually tilts me, you know?
No one's going to offer them a free kill.
Because it just takes away from everything that is being played on the map. And if someone really pops off and carries, then you need to paint the picture by saying, well, this team really doesn't do a good job while trying to do an execute, but fortunately, there's someone who is carrying on their back by killing everyone. Because the reception that I get from those comments is like, oh, they're winning because this guy is popping off, but they play well in general, but this guy is just popping off.
And here's the swing, Redgar. This could be everything. Timing could be great. Actually, a decent trade for Starzo. Next in...
Get the elevator buff.
Like Defo's gone down, and Nats is trying to keep this together.
How did Nats get there?
Could be everything. Timing could be great.
Oh, he was there already in the smoke. Oh my god, Nats got guarded here.
Trade for Starzo.
Oh my god, they didn't even know about... Oh my god, dude, what? That was so awkward, bro.
Is trying to keep this together. The one player that's left is Killers.
If someone is really fragging out, then it's tough to say anything else. No, you can. That's the thing. You can. You literally can explain what is happening. But if you just normalize that the only thing that happened in this game is someone carrying without context of what happened in the game otherwise, then you condition your viewers to simplify the game to someone just popping heads. That just makes no sense, to me at least. You can still put spotlight on someone who's popping off, but you need to put the spotlight on that someone with the context of the entire game. Right? Not just say blank statements. Oh, this guy is popping off.
He knows where Nats is. Maybe a further step towards Chronicle. A fight on one.
Like, a good example would be Leaf when playing against Liquid. He gets 28 kills or like 30, whatever, right? And like 6 first bloods. But why is the team still losing? Right?
And a loss. Chronicle keeps control. 2 rifles remain, and Gambit get on the board in this half.
It cost them a little defo. Not close to that Blazestorm just yet, but Shados looking hyper aggro there on the back of defo being spotted on the spy cam. I think he's able to just slip away from that.
How can I Prime subscribe? Do you have the
rattiest play we've seen
Amazon
so
Prime?
far,
I mean
to be
Prime
honest.
Gaming?
It's almost like that situation. It's like, please don't bait your teammate. Oh, no, wait, you're good for 2. Yeah.
It's
You can
only
bait that.
baiting if you don't clutch. It's
Exactly.
fine. And it looks like a Northern Peace towards A again. And maybe this is off the back of that aggression we saw Shados lean towards. Maybe they feel it can be. They'll exploit it.
Oh. Wait. This is Zeke's grenade.
And it looks like they're gonna
I think he missed it by accident. So now he's double satcheling. Diana Flash's paranoia is already being thrown
Straight
right
towards
now. He just goes in one a madman. Where's Zenit? He didn't dash yet.
isolate if they can. And Shados
Did he
brings it
check
with a
this?
smile. Sends Zeke right on back. Defo still trying to do the dance. And he comes out on top. And now just 2. Make it 1. Killers with nothing to do but die. And Gambit stamp their authority back in this game.
They stand to fight versus the paranoia. I mean, it's just, I was talking about so uncapped. This
Fuck.
is literally at the choke point. And the rotation comes through so quick. Choke point, free aggression. At the front door, this isn't deep towards sight. This is literally at the
I'm not
choke
sure, like... It's a little bit chaotic, but...
And can be. They'll exploit it and it looks like they're going to go
Zenit...
straight into
I want to see what Zenit does.
isolate.
One thing I really dislike is look at pacing right now. Keely's... I understand why Omen is very far away, because he still needs to throw like some smokes and shit, but Keely should be with the team. I think. Right. I want to see what Zenit does. Because I feel like he doesn't check the left again with the dash. Does he see him? He covers him with the smoke. Does he see him? There's a very small chance that Zenit actually sees this guy here. I don't know. There's no way, unless you see his POV. Even if he sees him, that couldn't be just like one frame. That can be 1 frame out of like 60. And fuck it, man. There's a high chance you didn't see him. Because he does what he did before, right? He jumps into the smoke and then goes back after rafters to check it. Nah, he doesn't know. Look. He didn't see him. And Defo just blocks himself on him, man. Oh wait, he doesn't. He just goes through. What the fuck? Threading the needle here. Holy shit. It's like, in chaotic rounds like this, such a small difference of success and failure, right? and Cena just getting spanned through the smoke while this team is still not following up. There's a big problem. And I really don't understand, like, here, those people, I know that this is like mobility, right? Satchel and thing, but you need to be very fast at execution to follow up those two players. You should be like insanely fast here to make sure, because there's no utility that can stop you from pushing. There's no there's no paint shells, there's nothing that damages you here that will stop you from pushing. So they needed to be a little bit more agile. Still very chaotic ground.
Yo, Walter, thank you much for the tier 1. How are you doing, my friend? Thank you very much for the support. Welcome to the family. If you could say something about yourself, that'd be absolutely splendid, my bro. Welcome.
The border frenzy for CNED.
I mean,
They're throwing Shados once again. They want to quell this early round.
good conditioning too.
Absolutely.
Get it in their heads. That's going to be a constant factor to handle.
What was the scoreline in this map?
Chilling on the site.
Of course, Starzo has to walk through.
Yes, it's not great.
Okay, well, this is a
It's now hit. It's a little bit more vulnerable. Calls Chronicle's attention, but he still deals well
low
enough with
buy.
killers.
Look at Bonkold. He's already on site. What the fuck?
Through main, but that's not the case. The rotations are here. Everyone's in attendance. There's just Bonkold all alone. That's one. Any more would be a miracle. 27 HP and a bit of a line.
Where, as you see, actually,
Ace timeout. Okay.
It's okay. Well, mid suddenly a little less available. And that's
13-8?
but he's still. Wait, what?
What?
Zeke wins that?
How is this 13-8? What the fuck? Oh, never mind. This is the entire VOD. It's okay. And a little bit of a dream was the best thing I heard this finals. Thank you, Lays, again for the 1,000 bits. You're nuts. Jesus Christ.
Giveaway that he's here.
Oh, this feels bad. I mean, sometimes you will lose. Sometimes you lose like this on a Viper and you just feel like this should have not
He's
happened.
still. Wait, what? Zeke
You just
wins
feel like
that?
this should never happen. Like you should always have it,
Yeah,
right?
everyone's going back to mid. They're like,
But
oh.
yeah. Zeke just opened up the entire. Oh my god, that is so much value. Is absolutely insane, man. Absolutely insane how much value they just gained by just killing Nats there. He didn't get pre-fight. He just shift walks in him, and Nats doesn't expect it. He might be even watching at the minimap at that moment because he doesn't expect anyone pushing him into a Viper's pit. Ooh, turret Timmy. Timmy the turret getting a kill on Killers. Unfortunate.
Yes, he absolutely can. Defo by his side finds Zeke. And now Chronicle want to get
CNED gets a kill while lurking on A. Wait.
It's suddenly available and he's
Because no one is controlling vents. Look. Gambit is not controlling vents because they have no utility.
There's the Owen Vista, so they know exactly where these players are going to be waiting.
Now he knows about Defo being an operator here. So when they put the pressure, now CNED is the lurker. See, look at this. He hears the rotation. He hears the rotation because this is made like loudly, and now he takes the space. This is so smart by CNED, even though they lose 2 players here, right? Look at this. Gets a free kill on Shadows on the minimap. Like Shadows wasn't even paying attention to this.
Aggressive on this, but look where the spike's going. It's heading straight towards A.
Defo being
Oh my.
almost has a good idea of exactly.
And this is planted for heaven as well.
As we can see on the minimap.
And Starkzo walled off vents. So this is for the next 30 seconds. This is walled off.
None of those attainable right now.
So for 30, this is so huge. For the next, like, let's assume 25 seconds even. For the next 25 seconds, this is walled off. They don't have to worry about vents for 25 seconds. This is huge. The combination of the factors, the lurk from CNED, the wall from Starkzo here, takes them, puts this into context. That they can now play CT and be aggressive in a 2v3, right? Because they need to be aggressive. They need to get the equalizer. But they know that no one's going to push them from vents. And most likely no one is going to push them from here because of the position that the players were dying. Like no one is going to go here. This is too long. So they have to go through here. That means that they're going to meet the opposition from this side and they can abuse that.
Aggressive.
They have to. Gambit have the man advantage here and they have the lockdown. They need to prevent that from being used here.
Let's see how they play this.
Keeping this in the forefront of his mind.
And smart play by Gambit. They wait for the players to join. They don't go one by one.
showing attendance. Starzo sprays him wildly. He gets one.
They get an equalizer. It's 2v2.
That's what they wanted. They wanted that one pick, and now
He
they
fakes going. Oh, that is so nice. They know now. They know now that both went heaven. That is info. Both players spent the one door.
Starzo playing by Pillar looks towards heaven. There's that lockdown.
So now, I think Acend also heard the jet going on the left.
What do they do with this 10 seconds?
This is so late though.
You're not wrong. This is.
He gets the info.
Oh, Signature play
Ooh.
with fire, and Defo's going to punish Starzo.
But there's no
Back to the
time.
side, back to the wall, quite literally, and he's got to be careful. Isolates one.
It's already won. It doesn't matter.
He loses out to
It doesn't matter. If it doesn't matter if he gets this kill or not, it's already too late. It's already too late. They already won. And see, this is something that a good team knows how to do it. Like the way they played CT here. This is the game winning. This is the round winning play. They played as a team because they know they have a disadvantage in post plant. Starkso buys them enough certainty with this wall on vents, and they go for that CT peak. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful play. I found this format of yours on YouTube, and I have to say I'm really glad that you're doing this. I've been looking for a well-made analysis of Valorant Pro games for a while. Thank you so much. Thank you, Manny, for joining the chat, my friend. What if they took the wall route and destroyed it? Well, that changes it, but they know it's not gonna be destroyed. They see that it's not being destroyed, so they have the certainty.
And he's got to be careful. Isolates one.
That is just insane, man. Absolutely insane.
The lockdown comes.
From a round that was what? 3v5? Or something like that? It's bonkers, man. What a round. Oh shit, Manny just got gifted. Fuck. But I wanted to welcome Mr. Zombie Grub. Oh, Miss Zombie Grub. Thank you very much for the first monthly ticket. Welcome to the family. If you could introduce yourself, that'd be absolutely splendid. Thank you very much. Yeah. Wait. Okay, here we go. Thank you again, Zombie Grub. They wanted to give you like a full train. Or at least like the half of it that we missed. And Lace, thank you very much again for the tier 1 gifted. I don't know which one is it,
In my
but
mind, yes, they had an answer for a couple
absolutely
of rounds,
nuts.
but they know
Look
the
at the
money's
ult
coming to an
slide.
end.
Love the sub train. I'm a SC2 StarCraft 2 caster doing some Valorant in your streams. YouTube vids have been insanely helpful. Thank you very much for joining and welcome.
And yeah, you're
StarCraft 2 caster. Holy shit. I didn't expect that.
bang on. Yeah, Killer's invested his, but look beyond that. Everyone else is getting theirs coming through.
And look at Nats. He's playing a Stinger. They have one small shield on Defo. No smokes. They're in shambles right now. No smokes on Defo. He only has a dash. That's it. That's all he has. And he's still a broken character.
Now, Defo looking to be proactive towards middle, though. And seeing it's already threaded a little early, getting ahead of this.
You think even if Gambit win this, the next round leans in favor of Acend, even if it's an eco?
I think he was checked, right?
Yeah.
He actually wasn't checked.
Represents their Defo has
Well, now Defo has nothing.
Yeah.
And they have 4 ultimates, man. Look at this. Alright, if I'm Acend here, I'm using ultimate from Bonkold for info. So Zeke can get an easier showstopper. So if I'm Bonkold here, I'm teleporting off top of site here. And I'm checking this and I'm checking this to see if someone's there. And then Zeke can just get a free showstopper. Let's see what he does.
The risk reward maybe tilting towards the risk side as we look towards this B piece again, though. The rotations are correct from Gambit. They're going to have their players here. They're going to probably have 4 players in attendance, and Defo trying to push up his...
Oh, wow.
This
Oh, wow.
Flash, and it's going to be a delayed push. Wait, what? Zeke?
Well,
and
they don't
Starzo
need to do
deny
that.
Defo and Redguard's aggression. Zeke takes the site. He's got the showstopper in hand. He's looking for any time.
They don't need to do that because Gambit just goes into them. They did just... Whatever, dude.
Nats is obliterated, and the site is now going to be under Acend control. Spike surely to be planted, and Shados and Chronicle can say nothing in this matter. Shados does find Killers, But is there a world in which they can even find an avenue?
No way.
No way, they're out. They're
They
out.
have to be. This is Acend on 11. Like I said, the next few rounds are huge. Even if Gambit won out this one, you look at the ultimate stack, and it leans heavily in
And it
favor
shows
of
up a
Acend,
kill.
but
Very nice flick. But it's still
Gambit
like you
try
can
and
just be...
decisive. They try and take the initiative. I think the flash
You can
is
act like a
slightly off
caveman
there
when you
behind
have
the smokers.
showstopper on, right? You just fucking flick
There's a
everywhere.
real
You're playing Quake at that moment.
Possibility of that ultimately.
You just have to be in vicinity of that guy.
Already the rotations come through. Gambit got the right people in the right place. Acend, 4 survive. That's huge as well. It's almost.
Let's get the replay on
That was
this.
potentially going to be one of my biggest critiques.
Gripes, yeah.
And here they look comfortable. The reaction is so quick.
So decisive as well. There's no second guessing.
That's some muscle memory. He knows exactly how much he needs to move his mouse to have that exactly 180, man. It's pretty nuts. But if you guys like, this is not as impressive as what he did when he was playing on Breeze with that double kill. If you want to see something very impressive from Zeke, watch the double kill on Breeze on defense during a retake with a Vandal that he did that looks like a full auto, but is actually 2 bursts. I broke that down before. Like, it's absolutely phenomenal.
Freshie with the 28 months. Welcome back, Freshie. How are you doing? Thank you very much for the ongoing support. Welcome.
Seen it.
Yeah, that was the 4K, but the 2 first kills of that 4K was the most impressive thing. I'm sure that people think that it was a full auto and he just got lucky, but there was no luck involved.
Side, yes, Redgar's there and so is Shados, but
They want to hold.
huge round potentially. Let's see what that buy looks like. Kind of.
No,
changed
that
the
wasn't a
round
spray
into
transfer. That was 2 separate bursts. 3 Spectres. Good luck.
There's 2 rifles, but you're right. This is the buy that we have to look at. This has to stop Acend's build back into this if you want Gambit to close back into this game, and I feel like it was inevitable they'd be able to get there, but now Acend instantly puts himself in this. Redgar on the back lines looking to do damage, but it's just a Spectre. As much as he can try and fight, it's still not much to bring through. Chronicle only good for
Doesn't
1.
matter.
And Nat
3
with the
versus
Spectre
3.
again, still tucked in the corner. Acend, he falls, and Nat still stands.
Well, that was a little bit awkward. Seen it a little bit overzealous.
Also going to find Bone Cold.
A little bit overzealous, and that CNET peek wasn't necessary. They could have played a little bit of time when they knew exactly where he is. But I can understand that he wanted to go for that. It's nuts, man. It's nuts, man. This is nuts. This shouldn't have been so close. 100% this could have been played better. Seen it a little bit of a bloodlust here. And they had pushed in a position where Sax had to clutch. So this wasn't definitely perfect by Acend. If CNET would have waited for the team to get a res and then play as 4, that would have been amazing. Here it was almost thrown by that, because Nats gets this separate kill here, like this kill. That is still like very unfortunate for CNET, because how does he fucking lose to have Spectre here, right? Yo, Lays, again 1,000 bits. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for again 1,000 bits. You're just nuts.
And they're on the brink.
Seems like CNET also almost always picks right, checks right while dashing, and then peeks out of from the left side of the smoke. He wasn't doing that before.
To close back into this game, and I feel like
it's kind of weird. It's kind of like baiting,
it was
right?
inevitable they'd be able to get there, but now see.
It's kind of like baiting into not checking it. Maybe that's the purpose. I would prefer, definitely would prefer to like do the left, but maybe I feel like the purpose of that is maybe he just gets killed so many times in the smoke when he does that. If he checks to the left and sees his opponent, then his opponent is just pushed to actually start shooting him. So maybe he tries to bait this so he doesn't check it, so people just don't start shooting at him, so he then checks them. Would have to ask him. But that would be my guess.
They come in with, it comes down to this. Acend a 1 round away now. Gambit, everything they could purchase. 2 rifles.
Who the fuck is calling again?
light armor as well.
Alright,
It's
fuck
not
it, I'm gonna
crazy
call
for
them
Gambit,
later.
are known to go against the odds, but
It's the
right
last
now
round.
Acend are playing out of their minds.
Ooh.
Healer's checked on early. Tries to play safe. Gambit wants to close that
Oh
gap.
my god, dude.
Healer's checked on
What
early.
the
Tries to play safe.
fuck?
Defo wants to close that gap. He wants to be the one to
They
make the
wanted to be
difference, and all he
proactive, but
feels
the
is a full
trap
force
is
from
just too
Killers.
strong. Hey, how is
Minds.
the
Healer's
trap
checked
not
on
destroyed?
the odds, but right now Acend are playing.
How is this Tiger not giving info about the trap or not destroying it?
Out of
That
their
is
minds.
really
Healer's
awkward.
checked on early. Tries to play
That's
safe.
the reason why
Defo wants
Defo
to close
dies.
that gap.
That's
He
some
wants
massive
to be the one to
miscommunication
make the
here.
difference, and all
Dog went under the trap, but it still sees it. You can jump with it. You know that you can press jump while being a dog and just go into it, right?
he feels is the full force from Killers. Gap. He minds. Killers go against the odds, but right now Acend are playing out of their minds. Healer's checked on early. Tries to play safety. Defo wants to close that gap. He wants to be the one to make the difference. And all he feels is the full force from Killers. And now they're out of positions. They're out of sorts. Shados, what'd you do with this?
For me, this looks like better comms.
He's
Shadows
talking to
actually
Sewer.
might even get caught, but seen it.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
Cena
dude.
just unleashed
GG.
as well. So they've now opened up that A side. Redgar and Chronicle.
And now the
How do you
ult.
hold on to this? The ult comes in, the information free-flowing now. Chronicle tries to walk up. It's going to be Zeke and Starzo on the other side. They're keeping their composure. They're going to try and play him through heaven. Nats is on the other side of this, but all he has is that Spectre. He's already seen one pass. CNET finds
Oh
one.
my
It's all on
god.
Redgar now.
It's a nice thought of Nats to be aggressive. He needs to be aggressive to get some kills.
And this is
That's
when it
about
comes
it. Oh, he hits him.
down to
Oh my god.
one.
He really wanted to
One.
finish in
It's
style,
all
right?
Redgar now.
He really wanted to finish in style with a floating right click on Redgar, but he only hits 2. Only 2. This is a 100 damage right click. Look at this. He wanted to finish and get the championships in style. Look. Look at this. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He gets one more. He kills him while doing a 360 most likely after the kill. And everyone is like, oh, seen that best. The Turkish scene would absolutely go mental if Sinet actually gets the last kill in such a manner. Like, I can imagine already, like, the Turkish scene just going, bro, kanka! You know? That's what would happen. That's what would happen.
This is when
Unlucky.
it comes down to one more man to stand, and Redgar,
30 seconds left.
all the hours you've put in, thousands upon thousands, is down to a 1v4, and it's done! Acend
All right.
are your Valorant Champions winners!